Market Intelligence Report, July 16, 2026. Geopolitical and Macroeconomics. United States, Iran hostilities remain the dominant risk tape. Central Command said latest strikes hit Iranian targets including Bandar Abbas. Fewer vessels are moving through Hormuz after the United States resumed blockade posture. India advised seafarers against Hormuz voyages, and Reuters reported Iran telling Houthis to close the Red Sea gateway if United States forces hit power infrastructure. Crypto Briefing also flagged a United States missile strike on an oil tanker in the blockade enforcement narrative. Soft United States data still cuts the other way. Weekly jobless claims printed softer. Philadelphia Fed business outlook jumped to 41.4 versus much weaker consensus. And June retail sales rose modestly with lower gas prices. Bank of Korea delivered its first hike in about 3.5 years, lifting the policy rate 25 basis points to 2.75% and signaling more may follow. Gold slipped below $4,000 after Ant Alpha sold about $142 million of holdings. TSMC posted a record second quarter profit, up about 77%, and committed another $100 billion to Arizona. The split regime holds better near-term United States data and rate cut odds versus oil, shipping, and war tails. General crypto market. Bitcoin tagged a monthly high near $65,500 on soft PPI relief, then slipped back toward about $64,000 as profit-taking and fresh Iran headlines returned. July 15 session prints, CoinMarketCap history, showed a high near $65,508 and a close near $64,712. Ether continued to lead majors on relative strength while Solana, Tron, and Hyperliquid lagged the bounce. Spot Bitcoin ETFs took in about $108 million on 15 July after about $181 million on 14 July, Farside/Soso Value via secondary reports. Spot Ether ETFs added roughly $54 million on 15 July, heavily BlackRock-led. Flow choppiness remains the demand signal, not a confirmed trend change. On-chain and corporate tape. A wallet dormant since the 2017 peak moved 5,908 Bitcoin, about $383 million, to a fresh address, not an exchange. Bitmine added about 42,197 ETH, about $73 million, over the past week, pushing claimed holdings toward about 4.8% of supply. Strategy's CEO reiterated the firm feels secure until Bitcoin is near $8,000 to $10,000. EDX Markets closed a $76 million Series C led by SBI. eToro took a strategic stake in on-chain perps Venue extended. MoonPay bought Glide in an all-equity deal to deepen crypto deposits rails. Jeff Booth/Lynn Alden-backed Orange Juice raised $40 million for a permanent capital Bitcoin treasury model. ARK continued crypto buying alongside a large SpaceX allocation. SummerFi said it will wind down after 7 years, citing an exploit. Wallet stats. XRPL validated ledger around sequence 105.64 million. Load factor 1 with roughly 20 to 30 peers. No major newly reported whale dump in the last day. Activity remains on the quieter 2026 profile. XLM, Stellar Protocol 27. Latest ledger about 63.50 million with solid throughput. Hundreds of operations and transactions per ledger. Ecosystem messaging stressed private credit RWA scale. Meridian speakers from DTCC/Skybridge/United States Bank, and a new Allium-powered analytics dashboard, CX posts. Recent X posts from key accounts at Stellar.org highlighted Tradable bringing up to $1 billion of private credit onto Stellar as an institutional RWA signal. Promoted Meridian 2026 in Lisbon with speakers from DTCC, Skybridge, and United States Bank. Launched a Stellar analytics dashboard with Allium, stablecoin flows, payments volume, tokenized RWA. At Metallicus TDBN, detailed how credit unions can offer branded digital asset lending and borrowing against major assets, including XRP, XLM, BTC, ETH, and USDC, with protocol-level KYC/identity, citing over $30 million TVL on DeFi Llama and 75+ credit unions in pilots. Traditional finance plus crypto convergence. DTCC ran its first live production trades of tokenized DDC-custodied securities on 15 July with about 40 firms participating, framing October 2026 for broader tokenization service launch. A direct Rails milestone, not a press release pilot. BlackRock outlined a broader crypto, TradFi product vision: tokenized treasuries, iShares ETFs, private markets. Securitize and Cantor Fitzgerald announced collaboration on blockchain-based IPOs and secondary offerings inside the existing United States securities framework. Cointelegraph put the tokenized stocks market cap at a record about $2.3 billion. SBI Group partnered with Ondo Finance to tokenize Japanese stocks using a yen stablecoin. Galaxy launched Galaxy Curator, Morpho-based, so Fireblocks' roughly 2,400 institutional clients can access curated on-chain yield. Fireblocks integrated Circle Gateway, making USDC the top stablecoin on its platform. Tether invested $20 million in Argentine neobank Ualá, about $3.2 billion valuation round. USDT product integration not immediate. Revolut received in-principle UAE VARA approval for crypto broker-dealer, management/investment, and exchange services. Volvo Group is ideating a proprietary cryptocurrency for supplier transactions, not industrialized. Stripe, PayPal consolidation talk continues to frame stablecoin ownership concentration. These moves are generally viewed as strategic for regulated settlement and institutional tokenization rails. Regulatory developments. Clarity Act is the live political event. President Trump is expected to meet senators Thursday on the ethics section, the hardest remaining gap before a possible pre-August recess vote. Senate unanimously adopted a non-binding resolution opposing clemency for Sam Bankman-Fried. FATF urged faster crypto AML enforcement as criminal networks lean harder on stablecoins and proprietary tokens. South Korea advanced plans to modify a 76-year-old law to treat cryptocurrencies as national assets, alongside tokenized government bond pilots and state real estate tokenization exploration. United States Treasury/OFAC added 4 Iran central bank linked crypto wallets. Tether froze about $131 million of contents on Tron addresses that had held over $165 million. Pakistan's top clerics publicly split on crypto legality under Islamic law. AG nominee hearing friction resurfaced over crypto enforcement posture and the CZ pardon. This stack usually means Rails progress and enforcement pressure both rise while United States market structure law stays hostage to ethics politics. DEFI and RWA tokenization. Institutional RWA, DTCC live tokenized security trades, Securitize, Cantor IPO rails, SBI, Ondo Yen equity tokens, and Stellar private credit messaging dominate the constructive side. Aave launched V4 on Avalanche, first expansion beyond Ethereum, with design points for tokenized credit and RWA lending. Galaxy's institutional Morpho vaults and Fireblocks Circle USDC routing deepen the idle treasury to on-chain yield pipe. Risk side is loud. Ostium halted trading after an Oracle-related exploit on Arbitrum with reported losses around $18 million. Some tallies lower on the primary transfer. Ranges up to about $22 million. Dune research commissioned by 1inch found about 85% of concentrated DeFi liquidity underutilized, with about $150 million in annual fees foregone. Near governance passed HSP 027 to scrap developer gas rebates so all gas is burned. SummerFi is sunsetting after an exploit. QuickSwap V4 pools went live on Polygon POS. This is generally viewed as constructive for institutional RWA rails but still fragile on Oracle design and ops security. AI and blockchain. Ledger unveiled a hardware-backed agent stack so AI agents can read balances and draft operations while every sensitive action still requires on-device approval. A direct answer to rogue agent key risk. Visa said stablecoins will power microcommerce in the agentic economy and, with Artemis, flagged infrastructure gaps blocking broader autonomous agent commercial adoption. CoinDesk's X402 Foundation coverage keeps the open agentic payments standard in the foreground after the Linux Foundation multi-rail convening. Base creator Jesse Pollock handed Base app leadership to Kobe after admitting the social experience bet was definitively wrong, refocusing Base on trading, stablecoin payments, and AI agents. Anthropic is reported targeting an IPO by October 2026 after a $965 billion valuation print. Fireworks hit an $18 billion valuation on demand for cheaper custom models. 1Password integrated with Claude for credentialed AI access. OpenAI described GPT-RED automated red teaming hardening GPT 5.6 against prompt injection. PrismML's Bonsai 27 billion parameter model is pitched as full reasoning on a phone. Reuters flagged political backlash against data centers in the United States. Australia plans a government AI office and data center water limits. China's Xi is set to outline AI diplomacy. This convergence of agent payments, hardware key control, and power politics is generally viewed as multi-year infrastructure, not a one-day trade. Prediction markets. CoinGecko reported prediction markets hit a record about $113.8 billion in notional volume in the second quarter, even as spot CEX trading, derivatives volume, and stablecoin market cap declined, product market fit against a weak broader crypto tape. A Stanford study argued polymarket-style 5-minute Bitcoin markets create incentives to manipulate spot around settlement and proposed longer windows. Senate unanimous opposition to SBF clemency landed as prediction markets had already priced a near-term Trump pardon as very unlikely. Prior day state versus federal fights, Michigan/Calshire, Czech polymarket block, remain the legal overhang. This is generally viewed as explosive demand meeting fragmented legality and new market design risks. Risk/opportunity analysis. Risks. Hormuz/Iran escalation, tanker and power infrastructure threats, and oil spikes can reprice inflation and hike odds even after soft claims and Philly Fed strength. Bitcoin failed to hold the $65,500 spike cleanly. Clarity Ethics talks with the White House can still miss the August window. Ostium-style Oracle exploits and SummerFi wind-downs keep DeFi operational risk elevated. FATF/OFAC pressure on stablecoin crime and Iran wallets raises compliance friction for issuers and venues. Data center political pushback can slow AI-adjacent power build-out that crypto miners and agent infrastructure also need. Opportunities. Two-day Bitcoin ETF inflows, about $181 million, then about $108 million, plus Ether ETF follow-through show institutional demand returning in pockets. DTCC's live tokenized security trades, Securitize, Cantor IPO rails, SBI, Ondo Yen equities, and Stellar private credit scale form a dense RWA stack. Ledger Agent Stack plus Visa Agentic Stablecoin Framing and X402 Standards work are the cleanest AI Rails narrative. South Korea's National Asset Framing and Revolut's UAE approval extend the non-United States Rails map. Metal/credit union lending and Stellar institutional conference messaging keep brand-relevant Rails in motion. Recommendations. Short-term. Watch whether Bitcoin holds the $64,000 area with Iran/oil headlines and Thursday Clarity Ethics optics. Track whether ETF inflows extend a third session. Monitor Hormuz vessel counts and oil. Midterm. Follow Clarity text, ethics language, and pre-August Senate schedule. DTCC October Tokenization Service Scope. Ostium Postmortem and Oracle Standards. FATF Member Enforcement Pace. Base product refocus under Kobe. Long-term, favor Rails where regulated tokenized securities, stablecoin institutional plumbing, AI agent payments with hardware key control, and multi-jurisdiction RWA settlement intersect. Key metrics to watch. Bitcoin path versus $64,000 to $66,000 after the $65,500 rejection. United States spot Bitcoin and Ethereum ETF daily net flows after the $108 million / about $54 million session. Clarity Act ethics meeting outcomes and Democratic vote counts before August recess, oil, Hormuz transit counts, and Iran infrastructure escalation. Risk. DTCC Tokenization Service October launch checklist and participant expansion. Tokenized equities market cap trajectory after the about $2.3 billion print. X402/Visa agentic volume and ledger agent stack enterprise uptake. Prediction market legal outcomes and 5-minute market design responses. XRPL new wallets/active addresses and stellar RWA/private credit TVL. Bank of Korea follow-through hikes and United States. Claims/Philly Fed confirmation. This is not financial advice. This has been your daily market intelligence report for the July 16, 2026.